Hello everyone. Thank you very much for joining this call and thank you for registering as a volunteer for this survey. In this call, we are going to first talk about the survey in general, what it is going to be, its methodology, and then we are going to take questions if you any of you have, and then we also have some spots left for the volunteers, for you all to nominate yourself as volunteer. You can do that. We'll talk about it in a while. So yes, let's talk about Hyderabad Annual Tree Survey. Uh, First of all, what it is and why we are doing this survey. So there are twofold purpose or objectives of the survey. The first one is to understand the biodiversity which is thriving on different urban trees, which is the basic idea about the survey. We want to look at different species of trees which are there in our city, and then different types of fauna which are thriving on those, and to be able to come up with a relation between them, and do some crunching with the data and looking at this. And the other important objective of this survey is also to get you all, citizens, the volunteers, to feel more connected with nature and the biodiversity, to learn more about it. So you might have this, few of you might have this question that, we are just citizens who do not have much knowledge about the nature. And also, if you have to do this survey, what all things do you need? Like, if you see a tree in the survey, you're going to see the trees and you're going to record the data about the tree and about the biodiversity which is on it. So to be well prepared, we need you to be aware of these two apps. We want you to install these apps on your phone as soon as possible. Maybe right now, if it is not there, right after this call, and just explore these apps. So the first one is iNaturalist app. On this app, you can take photos of any plant or a flower or leaves or any insects or ants or butterfly or bird, whatever you see, and the app will give you a suggestion about which species is this, and you can upload this data, and then others can also come and comment there. So it's kind of like a social networking site for naturalists, but at the same time there's also your tool to learn about nature. You will feel more confident and independent while doing this. So iNaturalist is a very powerful and very helpful app. I have been regularly using it from very long time, so please give it a try. The second one is the Merlin Bird ID app. It will help you to identify the birds which are around you. So after downloading the app, you will also have to download a pack for the app so that the data is available offline. And with after you have downloaded the app will be after you have downloaded the pack, the app will be able to suggest to you which bird is making sound by listening to it on the go. So it will just you just turn on the mic on the app, and then it will suggest you the list of possible birds which are making this sound or making this call or making the songs there. So these are the two apps which are very useful and which are going to be used for the survey on 10th of February, Saturday, when we are there on the field. Okay, so now let's just talk a little bit about what we are going to do on the day. We are expecting the survey to be from 8 a.m. till mostly 11:30 or maximum 12. So 8 to 12 is the timing overall. So 8 a.m. we are expecting you to reach the assembly point. The assembly point is most likely nearby your home place only, because whatever circle you have given, we have tried to accommodate those places only. Once you reach the assembly point, you will meet the survey coordinator, the circle coordinator there, and they will assign you to your respective street or the park or the area where you have to do the survey. Most of these places, the survey points are same as the assembly point. At the assembly point itself, you will start the survey, but just in case if it is like a few blocks away or something like that, you are given the buffer time of 15 minutes. You can reach there and you can fill out a weather form which will capture some more parameters which might be affecting the biodiversity. And then 5:30 is the time when you start the survey, and you have to fill out the survey form for each tree which you are going to see in the during the survey. We'll talk about this in our next slide, but before that, let's talk about rest of the routine. So around 10:30, we are expecting the survey to end. We are expecting you to survey around 20 to 25 trees in that time. So within a vicinity of let's say 1 to 1.5 kilometers, you should be able to survey these many trees. After the survey ends, you just fill out the survey form, feedback form, and then you return to the assembly point. We'll have breakfast there. You can share your experience with the circle coordinator. and that's it for the survey. So for all the volunteers, for all of you who are participating in the survey, this is going to be the schedule. And for the survey coordinators, there are a few more activities which will happen after 11 a.m. So we'll talk about that as well, if in case any of you also want to join as a circle coordinator. So now let's see what we're going to do in terms of filling out the survey form, because that's going to be the most important aspect of the survey tomorrow. So assume that you are standing next to this tree and you have to fill out this form. So what you have to do is there are going to be two main sections. One is details about the tree itself, and also the second section is details about the animals which you see on the tree. So about the tree, these are the details which you have to provide. You just give it a number 1, 2, 3, just in a serial, and then you mention the name of the tree. Uh, there are possible, it is very likely that you might not be knowing the name of the tree. So what you can do, you can just take 4 or 5 pictures of the tree and you can upload it on INH list and post the link of the INH list ID on our WhatsApp group. We will have some experts available there on the WhatsApp group to be able to identify on the spot what species is this, and then you can mention that name here. So we will have some experts to help you out. Even in your team also, we'll try to have some experts who can help you identify. But in case in your team nobody knows which tree is this, you can just take a couple of pictures and you can post it on INET list. On INET, there is something called metadata ID. That is, this number is there. So you also provide this number here so that even later we can go and we can look back at the tree. So the INET list will have this data stored there, and we can check this data later as well. So this is about the first thing for the tree. Now you mentioned the diameter at the breast height, which means around 1.3 meters from the ground level. What is the diameter of this thing? You don't have to measure it accurately or anything. It is just a very visual approximation. So you can say like this, around 100 centimeter, 150 centimeter, or for the smaller one it can be 30 centimeter, 40 centimeter, like that. How many leaves are there? Are the leaves absent? If they are present, are there few leaves or many leaves? So this is the option. Just approximation. Look at the tree and try to come up with this thing. Same for the canopy. Canopies, while you're standing below the tree, how much of the sky can you see? How much of this part of the sky that the tree can cover? So if it is an open canopy, it will not be able to cover anything mostly. If there are very less leaves and the tree habit is like that. It can be partially open, like less than 50% area is covered, and then you call it a closed canopy if it is covering a major portion of the upper portion of the tree is covering major portion of the sky from below. You also mentioned, do you see flowers on the tree, do you see fruits on the tree, and any other remarks you want to mention about the tree, or also mention if there is any human relevance of that tree. So if you see some sacred threads tied around the tree, or if you see some cobbler's shop or a tea shop or khadi kind of thing there, you can mention it here. So this is all about the tree. Now, after looking at the tree, also try to look at all the kind of fauna you can see on the tree. So let's say you see a couple of bees there. So you mentioned which animal is this? You mentioned it is bees. Okay, here. And then what is the category? So we'll provide a list of categories here. You just select which category is this. And then again, you post photos of that particular animal or the fauna on iNaturalist and provide the ID here. Mention the count and what it is doing. So these are the simple drop downs. When you will see 4 or 5 options there. Just select one of them. And you can add more animals, because on one tree you might see ants, you might see, let's say, spiders, you might see butterflies, you might see birds. Whatever you see, just keep on adding these birds, and for every bird provide these information. So that's mostly it. While you are standing below every tree, we are going to fill this form. This first section is about the tree. The second section is about the animal. Before that, you just provide your name and your team code, and just click submit, and then move to the next tree. So that's the basic idea about this survey. And before going to too much into it, first let's go to the FAQ document, which I have been referring to very frequently, and which contains much more things in detail here. So this document is very handy. You will find the link of this document in our groups was introduction about the group, and you will easily find this link. So this document covers everything what we have talked about just now. What are the goals of the survey? If someone wants to join the survey now, this is the link. They can click and they can register for the survey. Before the survey, what all you need to do? These are the two apps which we were talking about, the iNaturalist app and the Merlin app. And then also get ready appropriately, like the dressing, what should be the dressing. If you have binoculars, you can bring them. Be careful while walking alongside the roads. And also I want, we want every one of you to please go through this document very and read it thoroughly. And then we'll also give you an indemnity form which you have to sign before coming there. So we'll provide you this form. You have to digitally fill out this form. Okay, so on the day of the survey, what will we do? As we mentioned, reach the point at 8 a.m. You will meet the circle coordinator. He or she will give you your team code, because that code you have to provide in the form. And then 8:15 you start filling out the weather form. And then 8:30 to 10:30 do the survey. 10:30 fill out the feedback form and reach back to the circle point, have the breakfast there. Okay, so I think that should be clear. And then from 8:30 to 10:30 you look out all the trees. The only thing I didn't mention earlier is the eligibility condition for every tree. So if you see a tree which is very small, so the approximate diameter of the tree, if it is, like less than 10 centimeters, just ignore it, because it's a very small tree. So we're not considering that. And while you are walking on the street, you don't have to go deeper, on the left and right side of the street. You can just consider around 6 meters distance, because that is what we consider as a avenue tree. If you are in a park, you can, choose any tree, whichever you see, and you can do this survey. And then just observe the flora and fauna on the tree. Upload the pictures on iNaturalist. If you do not know the name of the plant, the tree or the bird, or whatever animal insect you are seeing, you put it on the group and we will try to help you out there. And then fill out the survey form. Write your name, your team code, and then these are the details which we talked about just now. All the details how this the form is going to be are mentioned here in detail, like the animal category. These are the exact 7 categories which are going to be. Okay, so this is the full form, how it is going to look like. And if like you all are already there on the WhatsApp group, but still if you're not there, you can join the survey volunteers WhatsApp group. If you also want to help in being the survey coordinator, you can join the core volunteer WhatsApp group. And then for long time contribution with WWF, you can join WWF's volunteer group. So these are 3 different groups which you can join. Now coming to 2 very important questions. What are the meeting points and your contact person? And then what is the role of the survey coordinators if any of you want to nominate yourself as a survey volunteer? Okay. So these are the locations which we have selected. So you can see your circle, whichever circle you are from, and then you will find the location of the survey there. So let me just refresh. Yes. So you can see, like, let's say if you are from Malakpet, this is the location where you will be doing the survey. These are the number of people who have signed up so far. I need to update this data, but you can expect more people there. And then whoever has volunteered to be the coordinator, you will keep on adding their names here. And this is the exact Google Maps location of the meeting point. Okay. And there will be the phone number and name of the contact person who will be there as a circle coordinator for you there. Okay, so you can just see this thing. While filling the indemnity form, you will have to select which location you are joining from. So just just look at this list and figure out where do you want to join from. For example, for Jubilee Hills, there are 2 points from where you can join, because there are many people, so we have selected 2 meeting places there. So you can mention which one you want to join from. Okay, and the last thing, we are still looking for more survey coordinators. So you can see these few empty boxes here. So what are the roles and perks of being a survey coordinator, the circle coordinator? If you are willing to be circle coordinator, you will be given some additional responsibilities. So if you are interested in that, these are the things you have to do. So you should familiarize yourself with this methodology and iNostrils app. I think this anyone, all the participants are expected to do this thing. The second one is also look at the exact location. What is the meeting point? Where do you have to do the survey? Just go through this thing. If you have any doubts in this thing, you can contact Akbar sir. He has prepared this thing, or you can contact me as well. So your contact number will be given to all the volunteers who are reaching to that point. So for example, in Alwal, your contact number will be given to the survey coordinator, and all those 8 people who are coming there, they will call the survey coordinator. Once everyone comes there, the survey coordinator will form the team of 5. It can be 4 also, 6 also, depending upon the number of people there, and assign them a the street or park which is there. Just tell them about it, and then give them a team code. So team code is nothing but just your circle code dot team number. So it can be like 22.1, 22.2, just like that. And then after that, keep a breakfast point in mind, and get everyone to have the breakfast after the survey is over. And if you have been assigned a park, you will need to take an entry ticket. So the coordinators will buy the tickets for all the volunteers. And then once the survey is over, we want you all to meet in person, all the coordinators. So come down to the WWF office. We are going to have a coordinators meet up there. And we'll share experience with each other. We'll share the feedback we received from everyone as a reflection session, and we'll also have lunch together. There will be some fun activities planned, and we'll also be giving some physical copy of coordinator certificate to all the coordinators. For all the volunteers, we are giving them the e-certificate, but for the coordinators, we are also giving them the physical copy of the certificate. So you will receive it there at the WWF office, and we'll also take care of the expenses, whatever you have gone so far. We will do the reimbursement there. So yeah, that's it from my side. I'm also putting down this link of the document just in case if you have not seen it so far. And then let's open up for questions if you have any.
So, hi Ram, yeah, this is Kiran.
Yes.
We heard many forms: identity form, survey form, feedback form. So these forms will be given at the time of survey
Yes, yes.
start
So
day or to be collected?
yes, so basically there are four forms to be specific, which have to be filled up. Okay. So just let me get back to you. Just 1 second now. I am trying to put the link first in the chat section if in case people have not seen it. Okay, so this is the link of the document which I was talking about. Okay, so the survey form which okay, sorry. So there are four forms we are talking about. So the indemnity form is the one which you have to fill before coming to the survey itself. So we'll prepare this form and we'll give it the link of this form in some time. So that's the first form. And then when you are there for the survey, you will have to fill three forms. Right before the survey starts, you have to fill the weather form because we want to record all the parameters, other parameters which might be affecting. Then you fill out the survey form, and then after the survey ends, you fill out the feedback form. The links of the feedback form and the survey form are like all three links are already available here. If you come here, this is the link of the weather form, this is the link of the feedback form, and this is the link of the survey form. So, anyways, we'll circulate these links again, and the indemnity form link we are just preparing. We'll share it with you.
Okay, thanks. Thank you.
There's a question from MK in the chat. Will we be working in a team or individually? For example, if I'm registered from Jubilee Hills Career Park, how will... Okay. So once you reach to that particular meeting point, you will be assigned a team. So, there will be a team of 5 people and that team will be doing the survey. So everyone will be working together in a team. Okay. So there is this question about road from Kushaiguda PS to NFC is busy with all type of vehicles. Akbar sir, you want to take this question? So if you have any suggestions about a better road or like better place because you are from that particular circle or that particular area itself, so you can suggest that we can definitely all the survey circle coordinators have the discussion like if you have any suggestions about a better place where we can do the survey, we are totally okay with that. We just have a couple of things in mind, like few things we are taking care of. So we'll just see if it meets in those criteria. We'll have it there.
I have a very...
Where is Akbar? Akbar.
Akbar sir is here. Okay, the next question I see is...
Someone has a query. I think they wanted to speak.
Yes.
Oh, yep. Sorry. And I have a very generic question, which might be a little funny, but the question is, you asked us to wear a dark clothes, right? And it's pretty sunny and hot out there. So, is there a specific reason for it, or is it okay to wear light colored clothes as well?
No, see, anyways, we are doing the survey early in the morning, so we are expecting you to close by 10:30. But in general, we recommend everyone to wear the dark clothes because let's say if you're going in parks and all, to not disturb the biodiversity much, we expect we have this guideline there.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
Ram, this is Sudhir.
Yes, sir.
I have a couple of questions. One is, you said the diameter DBH of 10 centimeters. for the tree to be counted.
Yes.
Okay. So, but diameter, I mean, it will be better if we can measure the circumference, right?
Yeah, so this is always, kind of like a choice to make, whether to go for GBH, we call it GBH, which is the girth at breast height, and the
Okay.
DBH, which is diameter at breast height. So it depends. Like, if you are able to reach out to the tree and measure it, then you can measure. But anyways, the idea is to get the approximation. So I think to get an approximate idea, the DBH is better. So we are totally going with approximations only. We don't want to get into, exact counting and like that. So you can just, have a visual reference and, just try to think, okay, what is the approximate diameter there? And I think to be able to, to go with the approximate thing, the circumference, which is the girth, what is called really difficult. So that's why we kept the diameter there.
Okay. And second thing is there are two things. Once
But where are you?
if you are on a road,
आप
you're
कैसे बाहर हो सकते हैं? Call very important call है ना? 8:30 to 9:30 call पे. They're asking.
Yes. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. Ram, Sudhir here once again.
Yes.
So there are avenue trees which are on the roads. That is fine. But
Yes.
there are places like Pranavayu Park and all that. So there you'll, I mean, we can encounter a lot of trees. So how do we go about it? Just like the Peacock survey, we take one side, right side and left side, or how do we do that?
Yes. So in general, the idea is everyone, every team to be able to survey around 20 to 25 trees in those 2 hours time. So for the
Okay.
streets, you just walk towards the street and whichever avenue trees you see, you count that. And for the parks, you can choose whichever tree you feel like, having the diversity. So in the parks, there is no such limit. In whatever area you have taken in that park, let's say there are 2 teams in the park. One goes left side from the entry point, and second goes right side from the entry point. Then on the right side, whichever tree you find eligible based on the diameter which you mentioned just now,
Okay.
all of these trees can be counted.
Okay, I have given my name for Kukatpalli, but I am open for Pranavayu Park also because the number is low there.
Okay.
So I need to coordinate with you or with somebody else.
So I think you are already there in our core group, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we will communicate there. You just post it there so that I remember, and then in the group we'll talk.
Sure. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so Murli has some more questions. From KBR Park, we'll be covering the outer road of the park with the ticket assignment charges. Yes, okay. Right. So, Murli sir, I think so for the KBR Park, this is outside the park because we don't want to get into the protected areas because this is the urban biodiversity survey. So we'll be considering all the areas outside the protected area. So other parks which are not protected areas are, like the oxygen park we are considering, we can go inside, but KBR Park we'll be doing only outside. Any chance we can choose our teammates and we'll do the discussion? Yeah, definitely. It's totally, up to you. If you have your own team of 5 people ready, then it will be even better. Yes. Farida ma'am, you want to add anything?
No, I'm just asking about the protected area. I think we discussed that we won't do it in protected areas, right?
Yes, we're not doing.
They're already been looked after and counted. So our idea is to mostly stick to maybe city parks and avenue and street trees.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Anyone else, if you have any questions, you can post here.
Hi, Ram. This is Madhuri here from Musapet.
Yes, right.
See, I'm from Ideal Lake. I have chosen from Ideal Lake, Musapet.
Mhm.
So how do I contact the other people?
So you will be able to contact your circle coordinator. You can see the FAQ document will have the name and contact number of the circle coordinator. So once you reach at the circle, you will be able to talk to other people and you can, you'll form the teams there and do this.
Have you shared the document in the link?
Yes. The document link is there in our WhatsApp group and it is also there in the chat section. I'm putting here again.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, so Chitra ma'am, would you like to talk for a few minutes about, like I believe many of these people will be new here. So what are your suggestions and, how can they better take care of this activity? What are your some expert opinion on this. You're on mute, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. What I would like everybody to do is, if you go on a tree, near a tree, you can see the bark. Okay. On the bark, you might see some things. Just if you remove a little bit of bark, you might see some ants. Below, you will see some ants. Okay. I'm just giving examples. Then on the leaves or under the leaves, you may see some insects. Okay. And if it is in bloom, anyway, you will record if it is in bloom, because that is also important. And if it is in bloom, look for butterflies or any pollinators that are visiting. Okay. So, and then if there are any nests there, empty nest, occupied nest, is some bird coming in, stuff like that will add to the value of a tree. See, a tree actually is not just in itself biodiversity, but it also supports biodiversity. So what you have to do is you have to look for things. So my advice is, if you go to a tree, first look on the ground below it. And then another thing is one entomological trick I'll tell you. If you want to look for, caterpillars that are feeding on the tree, under the tree, you will see some black balls, small balls, okay? They are the frass, that is the feeding, fecal matter of the feeding caterpillars. And if you look up, definitely you will find those caterpillars, huge ones you will see. Actually, springids are there, and then you have saturnids. All these come on. Terminalia, if you come to terminalia, just look up, you might see a pupa. You can record that also, because the pupa, it's that tazar silk. You will see one ball-like structure. Actually, I'm not ready for this. If not, I would have shown you some of the things you can observe on each tree. And you can, add to the information. So that is my, and also one more thing is, if it is moist, there will be mushrooms. So please add that also into the observations, that under the tree this was growing, okay? Or near the tree, or if there is a ganoderma, that wound fungus, you have big ones like a plate which grows on trees. That's actually a saprophytic fungus. So you can record that also, okay? Is that fine, Ram?
Yes, this is fine. And to all the participants here, if you have any questions related to, like these, any, flora or fauna, how to observe anything, you can feel free to ask Chitra ma'am about that.
Yeah, you can actually be on my WhatsApp also. You can ask me if there is anything specifically, and then I can show you. Okay.
If anyone has any right now, you can just unmute yourself and ask.
Ram,
Veerbandi, are you trying to ask something? Your voice is not audible.
Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah. So I wanted to know for how long this survey has been taking place. If it is more than once, I wanted to know what the contribution of this. So just curious to know how it has been helping. Yeah.
I didn't get you. Ram, is this for you?
No. So he was asking if the how long is the survey going on? So sir, this survey, we are doing the survey for the first time. This is the inaugural run of this survey. Farida, we want to talk more about the plan here.
Yes, so I think the question was asked by Mr. Veer Bandi, right? Yeah, so this is the first time we are trying this out, and this we have taken the initiative going by our fantastic effort at the City Nature Challenge, where all Hyderabadis got together and we did some fantastic recording of biodiversity in the city. And we saw that, there was a lot of interest from citizens to participate in an initiative like this. So what we wanted to do was Hyderabad has had a lot of trees which have been planted in the last many years. And we wanted to see what is happening on these trees, like, on the street trees, avenue trees, which tree supports what kind of life. And maybe eventually we might be able to get some interesting information, like some trees are suitable for some kind of insects, or some tree may not be used at all by any animals. So this is the first time we are trying this out, and this is a work in progress. I would say we have also been working on this for the last 3 months, trying to set the methodology. We have spoken to a few citizen science specialists overseas and in India to sort of design the methodology. And we are always open for inputs. If you think that there's something which could be changed, improved, always welcome. This is an initiative of the people, for the people, and by the people. WWF is just one of the participants, just like everybody else is. Just that it's initially been, cited in the WWF office, but it's for the general public. That's all. I hope Veergaru have been able to clear it.
Yeah. Thanks, Farida. I'm happy to know that I'm being part of this initiative for the first time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks again.
And also, we have a couple of more questions. So one is regarding this ECIL office and this road. So the questions about the survey location, we will talk in the group. So Akbar sir is more aware about these things, so he'll be able to answer you about those questions there in the WhatsApp group. Then next question is regarding survey form. We take the photos in iNaturalist and make the identification. We got the ID in the bottom. That is ID we plug into the specific area or tree details in the form. Is that correct? Also part of all temper areas. Okay. So from what I understand here is this question is about how do we use iNaturalist and the survey form. So what we are going to do is we will take the observation, click the photos, and put the upload it on iNaturalist. And the bottom side, in the bottom of the iNaturalist observation screen, you will find metadata ID. So that is this number, 8 or 9 digit number. You just put that number in our survey form. That's it you have to do in terms of using iNaturalist and putting the data here. And also you can put the URL of your iNaturalist observation on our WhatsApp group so that whoever, our experts are available, tree experts are available there, they will be able to identify which tree is this and tell you the name of the tree there itself, so that you instantly know the name and you can fill it out in our form. There's a question from Enzo. Hello again. I'm not very aware of the tree names or flora names. I'm volunteering to connect with nature and learn at the same time. Is it okay if someone who is as beginner as me in this regard be a part of this? Yes, many of the people here are beginners, and we welcome all types of experience of people to be here, because this is a citizen science activity and this is supposed to happen in a very simple manner, so that you don't have to be an expert or have a very long experience to take part in this. So it's totally fine, Enzo. We'll definitely have many people who are beginner here, and we are trying to have this activity just for everyone who is a beginner or who is an experienced naturalist. Also, he says that I would like to know what steps do I take to come prepared on the D-Day. So as we mentioned, please download the iNaturalist app. Please download the Merlin app, install the pack. And these two apps, just try it at your home in like next 2-3 days you have. Also, there is a YouTube video about how to use the iNaturalist app, which we did for CNC last year. I will upload that. I'll post that URL in our group as well, so you can watch that video and learn how to use iNaturalist. Farhan says, is there any age limit for participation, and can you provide physical certificate on payable basis? I will bring 10-year-old son if possible. Pam, you want to take that question?
Ram, this was about bringing son, no?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why I have already responded that definitely bring him along as long as he's willing to walk and be there out in with all of us. So we definitely encourage young children to join, because after all, they are the ones who have to carry the baton from us. So please bring him along, and but ensure that he's able to brave the weather and walking and things like that. So open to everybody, of course.
Yes.
Farida, again, they asked about the certificate. So I think you should mention about that.
Who wants a certificate?
The same person.
Acha.
I'd love a certificate as well, actually.
Enzo, you will get a certificate, and so also all of you all. The coordinators, like Ram said in the call earlier, are going to get a physical certificate, whereas the core coordinators, whereas all of you will get an online certificate. And Ram is figuring it out, because not only is a naturalist, but he's also an high-tech tech person, basically.
Yes, so we'll have the e-certificate for all the participants, and we'll have physical certificates for all the coordinators. A separate one. Okay, Samsung SM8525F. You can ask your question.
Yeah,
That's a new
sorry,
name.
that's
Okay.
sorry for that. My name is Uday. So the question is that so we do this survey in a batch or a group, right?
Yes.
Do everyone in the batch should be uploading this or filling this, or since we do this as a group, or do we do it as once as a group?
Yes, yes. So basically, in one group, there will be 5 people. So only one person can take care of filling out the form. The other person can take care of, using iNaturalist and uploading it there. One person can help in keeping the Merlin app open and, like listening to the sound of the birds which are there and trying to figure out that. So you can just divide the roles among yourself. But eventually, in every team, only one person has to fill the form because, for every tree, we need just one person, one entry in our database.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Actually, the question is upload on iNaturalist, I think.
No, this is
No, he answered my question. Yeah.
There is one more question on iNat.
Okay, I'm just checking. Yeah, Tara Rajendran, you can ask your question. So there you can just unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah, hi. Sorry, Sudhir, you want to go first?
You please go ahead. I will ask again.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. This is just again curious. Since we are collecting granular data, why are we not collecting GPS coordinates?
So the GPS coordinates will be collected on iNaturalist. When we upload, the tree photo on the iNaturalist, this will also
Automatic
location and the time. Yes.
Okay, thank you. And I know that since this is the first iteration you clarified, I don't know if this can be done at short notice, but since you do have subject experts, maybe like the 10 most common trees, birds, insects in each category, it will help with faster identification.
Yes.
If not for this round, next round.
I'm just one day.
Yeah.
Farida, that Saini was telling that Sailu was telling about some field guides. Do we have them copies? Maybe we can share that.
So
How many field guides can we carry?
Guide?
Oh, the Telangana biodiversity guide, but then unless Silo is willing to give it free of cost to all of us, it's $1,500 per guide, and they're not willing to give even one additional guide to anybody from the biodiversity board. So, it'd be difficult.
That's not actually much, but I think I don't know. We can put together, but I suppose maybe we should have
What I can do is, in every group, the core coordinator can have the AP biodiversity guide is more or less similar to the Telangana biodiversity guide, and I have a few. I think 10 copies I'll definitely be able to bring out from my library. So I can hand it over to the coordinator, and they should purely on returnable basis. So we also don't have very many of them.
But where do we collect that?
That's the main thing.
So anyways, I think this will be helpful to know that tomorrow we are going to have a session from Kobita ma'am, and she is going to talk about just exactly the same thing. So we were just trying to figure out the exact timings and everything. So she'll be talking about the trees of Hyderabad, most common trees which you are likely to see, and also the insects and other biodiversity which you are going to see. So tomorrow is going to be very useful and informative session. So once the details are finalized, we are going to share here. Ashia ma'am, you can please share your thoughts as well.
Sudhir has his hand up for a long time. I think we should respect that first, please.
Yeah, I just wanted to know that the leaves and the canopy, I think in the form there is like less than 50%, more than 50%. I just wanted to have some clarity on that.
Yeah, so again, they are also going to be very visual things only. So if you just feel like, how many leaves are there. So ideally, if you see, like a tree full of leaves, then that's kind of like 100%. If you see so many leaves have fallen, like more than 50% of the trees are leaves are not there. So that's where you can say less than 50%, more than 50%. So there are even multiple categories there, but we just kept it very simple, less than 50%, more than 50%. Same for the canopy. So it's kind of like.
What is the aim for this, Ram? What is the aim for this?
Kavita ma'am, you want to take this? So we also wanted to include the phenology related data here.
Whether it's healthy or not.
No, not only that, Chitra, is just that uh, it would be like, in this particular season, if the trees have a lot more leaf, does it support some more insects or less insects, or does it support nesting of birds? Supposing it's as a weaver bird nest which is hanging from the one of the branch with leaves and all. So just those kind of things.
So canopy.
So actually, why I asked this question is most of the neem trees now are drying. They have those wilts. So
Dieback
people
virus,
may
yeah.
ask you this question. So it is better to get it out and say that.
I have a doubt regarding the canopy. I mean, some trees don't really like a eucalyptus and all that. I mean, canopy, how do you rate that?
So I think we have kept spaces for comments and remarks. So
Okay.
you can always leave them over there, so that provides us an additional information of what's happening with that tree. Like the moment you say eucalyptus, everybody knows a eucalyptus tree. So we're going to know what's the canopy is definitely not something which we are looking at in a eucalyptus tree.
So basically, you are looking for that the shade kind of a thing for a canopy, like a banyan, which gives you a lot of canopy. I mean, my terminology of my understanding of canopy may be different from yours. So can you please tell me what you really mean by the canopy?
Okay. So basically, just correct me, others, if I'm wrong there. So when we are asking about this canopy, what we are saying is, while you are standing below a tree, how much of the sky,
Okay.
or, like the upper portion of the tree, how much is it being covered by the upper portion of the tree? So let's say if it is very dense canopy, okay, so we call it open, partially open, or closed canopy. So basically, closed canopy means the upper portion of the tree is covering the sky which you see above the tree. So that way.
Like
a
rain
tamarind
tree,
tree.
Rain tree.
Like a tamarind tree. A tamarind tree. It has a
tamarind
most
tree also. Rain tree is
Okay.
also there.
Okay, got it.
I think Ram, maybe tomorrow when Kobita is presenting, she can give examples of full canopy, half canopy, and all that.
Yes.
So that would give a better idea of what it is.
Yeah. So what will happen is we are in a season when you'll see a lot of trees shedding their leaves. So some trees are all the time green. They have a complete green cover all the time. Whereas some trees, there will be a lot of leaf fall. Some trees will have almost zero leaf. So that is why we said that, is it 10%, is it 20%, is it 50% and more? So that's the only thing that we wanted to get from it.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll say over to you.
Yeah, no, actually what I want to ask is just taking the INAT, latitude, last time and how when we taking the photographs and the position of the tree, that itself was quite time consuming. So 8 to 12, how many kind of trees are we expecting and then filling in the form? So I was asking, like, even later on, we had realized for the INAT survey that we can go back home and at leisure fill in the form. So I think if we take good photographs, would it be easier to go back and fill in the forms remaining?
Yeah.
We just do it on site, and I'm just thinking, if one person is going to take in all the things, type of metadata, put it back on the survey, it's pretty time consuming. So how would this work? Can we do that? So we cover more trees is what I'm saying. Because taking at least 5 to 6 pictures of each tree, expect to take even the tree and if I'm going to just, concentrate on the tree, somebody else in my group will be checking for bird sounds and all. So we'll be spending a lot of time on a single tree. If we're going to take insects and so many other things into account, right? So are we looking at some kind of average number that we do of trees, or we'll have to, I just want to know that.
Yes. So what we are expecting is around 20 trees to be done in 2 hours time, which is like 10 trees in 1 hour, which is like 6 minutes per tree. So we're expecting in those 5 to 6 minutes, one person can just take 4 or 5 pictures and upload it on iNaturalist then and there itself right away, and also post the link on the group, and within few seconds you will, or a minute or two, you will get the name of the tree as well. So everything is done then and there itself, because otherwise what will happen if we take the pictures and have it here and then upload it later, in that way
we'll upload on INAT only. We'll upload on INAT. The other survey I was thinking, the other survey form to be filled, no?
No, so okay, so that is the first thing. One person can just take care of the iNet part. So one person will just take those 4 or 5 pictures, upload it on iNet, and also if they do not know the tree name, they will upload the same thing on our WhatsApp group and wait for the identification. In the meantime, let's say the other 4 people can keep looking for the other thing. So we are expecting. So we actually did the pilot survey a few weeks back, and this is what we came up with. How much time usually people are taking, and that's how we came up with the number, how much time we are giving for each tree, and what is the total number of trees we're expecting.
Oh, very good.
Chitra ma'am, you want to
Thank you. I think actually one more thing on iNat, people don't realize once you put in this thing, the photograph of the tree, iNat itself will help you in identification. So if some people are having doubt, need not even go to the group. And since we have the date and the time, so that will not be an issue. That we will know this time iNat pe, this time to this time we were on iNat specifically for the tree survey. But that also will help, I think, in finding an idea.
And even on the survey form, you can just mention that this tree is the name of the tree. You can just mention unidentified or other. That is also a category. So you can just say, I don't know what category it is, but I have provided my iNet list URL here. So we will later check on which tree is it, and we will fill in the names here. So you don't even need to, the participant need not even to fill in the name there itself.
Yes, that's what I said. Yeah. Oh, thanks.
Chitra ma'am, you want to add?
So, Farida, I have one question, There is this one tree which is there all over the tree, all over the roads, which I hate. Okay, what are we going to do? We're going to avoid, or we're going to write something bad about it? Please, you just tell me. I
Which tree?
really,
Konogawas.
button mangrove thing.
Yeah. So that's what, no? So let us see what's happening on the trees, no?
I have seen it so many times.
I am also continuously documenting.
But your category, it will cover because it's green even now, and it's going to be green throughout. That's the only thing that it has. Okay. So,
yeah, but we'll see what is using it, right? So let's just take a look. And already the government has been informed umpteen number of times, and the government has banned further planting of these trees. So that's so
horrible plant. I don't know who suggested. Everywhere I see only that.
Yes. Yeah. So the purpose of this survey is exactly that. We are going to record everything, and we are going to see, and come up with better ideas about these things. Rama Tupal, you can ask your question.
Yeah. So you know what, like in these parts of old Albal, and especially in this, actually a lot of stretches, you'll see this monoculture kind of a thing, the same tree, exactly the point what Chitra's raising, and they'll all be in a row. So then do we kind of skip certain trees? Because more or less, and then just move on to the next lot? Is that okay? Because you'll see like 8 of them in a row, like whatever that tree is, but that's like the government planting strategy.
I'm telling, if you have 5 very close by, like on the road, you can do 5 trees in one time and then finish them. Whatever you can cover in 5 minutes and leave it.
Yes. Exactly.
And go
Don't you think it's important? Actually, I should think for just iNat survey. But here, when we're doing survey of a tree, maybe it's more important that we show them that you have planted 10 of the same tree. There is no biodiversity. So this is the best way of showing it. If we, show each tree, since we're doing it's almost like geotagging it, right? Every tree is being GPS location comes thanks to iNat. So then you will show them that within this half a kilometer, you only planted peltiforums. So what is the chance of any other, bird life or any other kind of insects or birds? We look for different trees will come, right? So you have the whole road, like you say, beginning to end only peltiforum, then only this. So this is the best way to show them that this is what you have done. There's absolutely no biodiversity at all. So I don't think we should take, skip it. It's time we showed them that, that this is what we don't want you to do for further plantation.
You have hit the nail, Asya. This is the whole objective of the study.
Yes. So, but only because, of the limited resource we have right now. So far we have got around 200 registrations. So we are expecting at all our 20 to 30 locations, we are expecting around 10 to 15 people at every location. So just because we have a limited resource, in that case, if they want to, they can, we are expecting them to do around 20 trees in the 2 hours time. And if they see different kinds of tree as well, in that case, they can skip that one type and they can go to the next one. So this is only for this one. But once we have, we do this version, and then in the next version, definitely we will, we can revise, and then we can have the exact formulation of, the guidelines that, okay, don't skip any single tree, or, just go with the one type of tree, So this time we have kept it a little flexible. But yeah, definitely, because the survey, the objective is exactly similar to what we were talking just now. It will be better if we can, survey each and every tree. So yeah, that's the long-term goal, definitely.
Or maybe just make a note of it, Peltoforum +7, and then Mulsari +5. So somewhere if a footnote at least is made, then you will know that, okay, there were 7 more, so we've not done it. Then there is 7 more. Something like that, at least,
Yes. I think that's a very good suggestion. There is a remark section with every tree, so you can just mention that, okay, there are 6 more, and exactly the similar way, right? Okay, so I think there are a few more questions. There's a question about the office location. Ma'am, you want to explain them what is our office location for the coordinators to assemble to the office later?
So are we not going to look at the Haritaharam thing on the side of ORR or Shamshabad?
Ma'am, currently the locations which we have selected is not covering that. So we are just picking few samples basically from different parts of the city.
So we've tried right now to keep it as where the volunteers are, Chitra.
Yes.
So if anybody wants to specifically say, okay, I want to go to Shamshabad and cover, welcome to just give us an information in advance so that, we can cover that. Eventually, we are hoping that, right now we're calling it annual, but I'm hoping that we can do it at least twice a year, if not more than that. So this is just the first time we are all learning. Like I said, it's just a work in progress. So let's see how it goes, and maybe we fine tune our methodology and come back with a better version in the next time.
Ma'am, you want to talk about the office location?
WW office?
Yes. For the circle coordinators to assemble after the survey is done.
Yeah. So this is Domalkuda. Unfortunately, my map is not on, but we are just near Hyderabad Study Circle. If anybody wants to, come and meet us there, it's the Hyderabad Study Circle. That's where we're located. I can put the address in the chat box so you all can locate it. I'm just putting
and we'll also put it in our WhatsApp group.
And the directions we'll put in the WhatsApp group.
Yes. Also, there is next question. Can you show some photos of leaves and canopy and how to get them? Yes, we'll do it in tomorrow's session from the Kobita ma'am. Next question is, can we upload an iNet and then return? Okay. Yeah, we'll do it on the spot, what we spoke just now. Kiran says, do we need to upload the flora and fauna data in iNet list, or it's only for tree? So we want to have everything. So at least the trees you mentioned there, but for the fauna, actually you might not be able to get the pictures, nicely. Like, if you see some bees or butterflies just flying around, you are not able to take the picture or anything. But we want you to use the iNet list as much as possible. Like, at least one person in the team can take care of the using iNet at maximum. But at least the tree data, you put it there. And for the fauna, if you are not sure about something, you just put the photos there so that we can go on and check this thing later, and we can relate. And if you don't know which insect is it, you are just putting a photo, we can fill in the data for you. So that's one of the reasons why we are using iNet here. Okay, Enzo says, thank you for the meeting. Tara says that would help e-copies. I think this is about the certificate. So yes, we'll have the e-certificates. Resources of any sort for online highlighting natives. Yes, so we'll also provide list of trees which we are going to mention in our form. So I'll have it ready. Maybe tomorrow's session when Kobita ma'am is talking, Kobita ma'am already helped us to come up with the list of trees, the native species, native species. So we'll provide these lists there. Paran says, other part of question was not clear. If I attend as a volunteer and not as a circle leader, can I make a special request for physical certificate on payment basis? Okay, I think Paran is already replied. Yes, you can just come down to the office and you can collect the certificate. Okay.
I guess, Ram, we can keep that open to whoever wants to come to office and
Yes.
collect the certificate.
Yes, definitely. So right after the survey, when the survey is done, we are having a meetup, in our office. So you all, all the participants are most welcome to come and join there and be part of it. We have already mentioned what all we are going to do and what's the agenda of that meetup in the office. You can check it on the FAQ section there. There is an Instagram page by name Trees of Hyderabad. On the posts are quite informative and cover different parts of leaves, trunks, canopy. There are many native trees on that page. Yes, definitely you can use such resources like the Instagram page, which is mentioned here is the name of Trees of Hyderabad. So yeah, you all can please go ahead and check this. And yes, as Farda ma'am said, also please put this link in the group so that everyone can be benefited from this.
I guess, Ram, everybody is leaving, so we can close the call. If there are any further questions, people can always ask on the group.
Okay, so if you have any further questions, as ma'am said, we are there on the group to help, and also we have another session tomorrow, most likely on the same time. So we'll upload it. We'll post about it in on the group. Okay, thank you very much for joining, and see you tomorrow, and then on the day of the survey. And anyone who wants to nominate themselves as a circle coordinator, you can just contact us, and we'll put your name as a circle coordinator there. Okay, thank you very much.
Everyone. Thank you, Chitra. Thank you, Asya. Good night.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's hope we start a great thing.
Yes. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.